ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? Good.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Awesome.
I'm excited to be back. My name is Doug, and I've been a resident in Franklin since 2000. I work on middays at 94 FM The Fish, and most excitedly proud about one of the plaques that I have on display at my desk is that being a graduate of the Franklin Firefighters Citizen Academy. Oh no, thank you guys for offering it. It was incredible. I learned so much and came away with such an appreciation for what service is and for how you guys put your lives on the line and are ready to answer the call day in and day out. And we're going to honor a lot of people today that make Franklin a very safe place to be, and some amazing recommendations and some amazing awards and some incredible stories that I'm frankly going to steal and I'm going to talk about on the radio tomorrow, because this is huge right here. There are others who are working behind the scenes to support our firefighters, or who work in roles that may or may not even realize that they're connected, all making Franklin the incredible safe place to live, work, and visit. We're gathered here tonight for an important purpose: to honor the outstanding accomplishments of these individuals and the Franklin Fire Department as a whole. We'll honor some other special supporters of the department and recognize those who have been recently promoted. Very important, photographs will be taken immediately after you receive your award or badge in the lobby. So after you exit the stage, please circle through the lobby and have your picture taken before returning to your seats. Also, if your award is accompanied by a commendation bar, administrative staff will work with you to update the mounting bar for your Class A uniform. If you haven't done so already, we encourage you to silence your cell phones, electronic devices, so we don't get that Meghan Trainor ringtone in the middle of everything. And I just want to say that all of you are very important, each and every one of you, and names are also very important, so no pressure here. My attempt will be not to butcher anyone's name. If I do, I apologize in advance, and if I do, just shout out a correction, and it'll be quickly corrected. If you would please, at this time, stand for the presentation of the colors and remain standing for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. Firefighter Paramedic James Gamble will lead the invocation.
Good evening. On February 12th, 2018, 38-year-old engineer Jason Dickey, an 11-year veteran with the Lawrenceburg Fire Department, lost his life when a roof collapsed on him during a house fire. He left behind a wife, 3 children, plus 1 on the way. His death impacted his family, his community, and it serves to us as a stark reminder to us as fire departments all across the nation of the risk associated with this job. He gave his life in service to others. We'd like to begin this evening with a moment of silence to remember Engineer Dickey. After this moment of silence, we'll have our invocation. Our Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening grateful for the opportunity to serve. We're thankful to have a chance to celebrate some of the accomplishments this past year as individuals, as companies, and as a department. We ask your presence here with us this evening. We know that these accomplishments would not be possible without you, Father, and we give you all the glory. We pray peace and comfort for the family and friends of Engineer Dickey. We pray for safety as we respond to emergencies each and every day. We ask that you would guide our hands and our hearts that we may be better servants in our community. Thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, and the hope that he brings. It's in his name that we pray. Amen.
Deputy Chief Todd Horton will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Detail, order, arms. Ready, face. Forward, march. Hail, hail, left, march.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Would like to welcome up Chief Rocky Garzarek to say a few words at this time.
Thank you, Doug. I'm Fire Chief Rocky Garzarek. I've had the privilege of serving in this community with these great men and women from the Franklin Fire Department for 13 years. I am so honored to be standing before you now at a night when the members of the Franklin Fire Department receive awards for their outstanding courage, their actions above and beyond the call of duty, and it's our job to recognize those things. I also get to introduce our Mayor, Ken Moore, and also the City Administrator, Eric Stuckey. So with Mayor Moore, he is our 31st mayor in the city of Franklin. But before that, he was an orthopedic surgeon, a practitioner for 28 years, 27 years, 28 years. So he won some national and state awards for his service and leadership in the medical field, and he is greatly involved with historic preservation in our community and helping us with the vast amount of development that we have going on here. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Mayor Ken Moore.
Well, thank you very much, Chief, and it's a great honor to be here tonight. And I'm glad to be joined by Alderman Martin and Alderman Blanton, and I didn't see any of the other aldermen, but I know that they're very supportive of everything that you do. You know, it's great to look out tonight and see so many families and so many kids, and that certainly touches my heart. But the other thing is, I've learned that the firefighter family is really, really special. And you only have to look at the support that the firefighters family is getting in Lawrenceburg, and just that response from firefighters all around the area to understand what the firefighter family truly is. You know, I got back from a trip just a few weeks ago, and I walked into my office, and as expected, there was a large stack of stuff. Some of it junk mail, but I started to fumble through it, and I found this large box of things that I was supposed to sign. And, you know, I thought to myself when I saw that, I said, thank goodness I've got a short signature. So if you've seen my signature, it's kind of a squiggly, that kind of a doctor's signature. But, you know, I wasn't upset about signing the certificates, but, you know, I was back on the first day. But as I started to sign those certificates, 104 certificates, I started reading what those certificates said. And what I learned from that is, first of all, it truly touched my heart for the efforts that you give every single day, whether it's saving a life, responding to a medical emergency, some type of rescue, some type of volunteer effort going to another area of the country where there's need. And it reminded me how important, you know, your training is to you, and why you train so much every single day is that so you're prepared for those emergencies, and thank you for all you do in that. Particularly, I want to thank you on behalf of the community. You know, we have a safe community. We live in a bubble here in Franklin, and we're so blessed, and you're part of that blessing that adds that special quality of life that we enjoy here, and you keep us safe. So, on behalf of the citizens of Franklin and the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, thank you for your service to the city, and congratulations on your awards tonight.
Thank you, Mayor Moore. Next, I'd like to introduce Mr. Eric Stuckey. He is our city administrator and has served as city administrator since 2009. He oversees the day-to-day operations of our city, working with the directors and the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. And he is very active in our community, and he has proven to be dedicated and passionate advocate for the city and our fire department. So, Mr. Stuckey.
Thank you, Chief. Good evening, everyone. I'll just add a couple words of thanks to those that Mayor Moore offered. We're so grateful for the work you all do every day. The commitment to excellence, the commitment to service. It's in your motto, service through excellence. And this department exemplifies that. What you all do every day, what you do every shift, what you're prepared to do every shift really makes a difference. And we're proud of those that are receiving awards tonight. Thank you so much for exemplifying that in your actions. But we also know that not everybody's going to be recognized for that great work. We're recognizing a select group, but we know you all matter. And it's a team effort, both within the department, but also in the family and folks that are here today that support you each and every day. So we're proud of you. We thank you for the service that you provide and the commitment you have to being the best fire department, not only in the state of Tennessee, but anywhere. And thank you for that.
Thank you, Chief, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Stuckey. As most of you know, the City of Franklin has the top rating for fire protection services with a Class 1 public protection rating from the Insurance Service Office, or ISO. Very few cities in the nation have achieved this rating. Franklin is one of less than 300 cities out of more than 48,000 cities that are rated in the United States that have been awarded this classification. Tonight's event will underscore why the Franklin Department is the best of the best. It will also show how you embrace and execute the Franklin Fire Department's vision, service through excellence, and core values, professionalism, integrity, and compassion every day, whether you are serving in the city of Franklin or not. We'll start the evening with recent promotions. We have several members we'd like to recognize for their advancements. These individuals will be pinned by their family members tonight with their new badges, beginning with engineer promotions. When I call your name, please come forward with your family members. Family members, please step behind and to the right of your engineer. Then, when on stage, the badge will be pinned. Our first engineer, paramedic Dustin Anderson. Engineer Jason McCord, who we will applaud. He is not able to be with us tonight, but a round of applause in honor of his promotion. And also engineer Christopher McIlvain, applause. He is unable to be here tonight, but we recognize that promotion. And one more time, a round of applause for all three of our engineers promoted. Next up is the lieutenant promotions. We'll recognize our new lieutenants. Again, when I call your name, please come forward with your family members. The family members will stand behind and to the right of the lieutenants, and when on stage, we'll pin the badge. Our first lieutenant, Lieutenant Paramedic Brian Brandon. Our second lieutenant promotion, Lieutenant Paramedic Richard Schatz. And a round of applause for our lieutenants. Next, we move on to the Stork Awards. Did you know that the Franklin Fire Department delivers? Jamie wrote that line, thank you. That's right. In 2016, firefighters from Station 2B helped deliver a healthy baby boy, and we are proud to honor them this evening with a Stork Award. Lieutenant Andrew Ivy. They're coming forward, right? Please come forward. Oh, Engineer Rodney Ballington. Firefighter Paramedic Daniel Burke. Firefighter Paramedic Joseph Burwell. Firefighter Keith McVoy. Firefighter Brandon Robinson. Thunderous applause at least to acknowledge we'll obviously deliver that award later. On to the Phoenix Awards. The Phoenix Award is presented to firefighters who saved the life of a person who was in cardiac arrest. In 2016 and 2017, firefighters saved the lives of 8 such individuals. When I call your name, please come forward. Our first Phoenix Award is members from Station 5A. Deputy Chief Andrew King, Battalion Chief Joseph Polanzani, Captain David Kolak, Lieutenant Paramedic Richard Schatz, Engineer Larry Woody, Firefighter Austin Cooper, Firefighter Dustin Sinclair, Firefighter Brian Slaniker. Now, these individuals are recognized for their role in helping to save the life of Sandy Petrie, is that right? A 47-year-old wife and mother of twin 14-year-old boys who was in cardiac arrest on August 5th, 2016. Most patients are understandably very private, but Sandy and her family wanted to share their story and encourage people to learn CPR. They worked with the Franklin Fire Department and the City of Franklin's communication team on 2 major events and created a short video that we would like to show you now. Okay, we'll do some life support on the video, and we'll get back to you. We'd like to honor this crew with the Phoenix Award, and before you leave the stage, Deputy Chief Andy King would like to say a few words.
Yes, if everybody will pick up their smartphone and go to YouTube, we can resolve this in just a moment. Actually, this did get released. It's about a 5-minute long video that the Petrie family worked with us extensively on, and if those of you that also recall, we taught a friends and family CPR event for 85 members of our community at Winstead Elementary, where Sandy is a teacher. She's a member of our community. She's a neighbor of mine. She teaches at my son's school. They were fantastic to work with. They brought dinner to Fire Station 5 and met all of the 911 telecommunicators, all of the EMS crew that was involved, and all of the firefighters that you see here that had just a great outcome. It's what we work for all the time and the absolute best that could happen, and we're so proud of the Petrie family and what happened there. And so I encourage you to watch this video on City of Franklin's YouTube site, and, well, do we have audio to go with it?
More than 326,000 Americans have cardiac arrests outside of a hospital each year. Overall, only 10% survive. However, survival rates can double or even triple if the cardiac arrest is witnessed by a bystander who takes action immediately and when there is a structured response system in place called the chain of survival.
When someone collapses from a cardiac arrest, everything has to go right at that moment.
It happened on a Friday night, and we did our normal routine of eating dinner, and, we were all tired because we had started back to school. I was watching TV with my son. That's all I remember.
And I heard my son call out to me, and I could tell by the tone of his voice and the way he was talking that he was upset. And so I came in and I found Sandy slumped in a chair, not responsive.
Well, the chain of survival starts and is initiated by bystander calling 911 and starting CPR, followed up by our 911 telecommunicators who provide medical information to that caller.
Pulled her off the chair and started administering CPR as I dialed 911.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
The second time he said her lips were blue, and then he said, she's not breathing. I said, I want to do chest compression, sir, and so we started with that.
When we arrived, I just had him continue CPR because he was doing really good compressions, and we were able to just start doing all of our advanced procedures.
In 2007, we started providing advanced medical care for the citizens and visitors here in Franklin, Tennessee. And at that point, firefighters and paramedics were assigned to station number 5 and were able to respond and start the advanced medical care way beyond CPR defibrillation on Sandy Petrie on that day.
They just came in and knew immediately what to do and take control of the situation.
We defibrillated her twice before we got a pulse back. EMS got there about that same time.
We respond with the Williamson Medical Center EMS.
With a number of people there, it was much easier to do all the interventions that we wanted to do and get it all done at a rapid pace.
EMS picks the patient up to transport them to the hospital, and at that point, Williamson Medical Center and their staff provide the outstanding care for that patient until they're discharged from the hospital. So we are a team. We all provide an advanced level of service, and that is the chain of survival in the city of Franklin.
We got the care that we needed to make it the best recovery possible, and fortunately I really don't have any. I'm not the same person. I have some short-term memory, but nothing that they consider a deficit or anything like that, just a different way to live the new normal.
2 takeaways: learn CPR and don't hesitate to do something.
The Petrie family helped organize a family and friends CPR class at Winstead Elementary School, where Sandy works.
I think it's great. I'm glad people took advantage of it. I think it's a wonderful thing that's been offered to our community, and I just think it's such a life-saving skill that everybody needs to be exposed to. So I think it's wonderful, absolutely.
When a person has a cardiac arrest, survival depends on immediately getting CPR from someone nearby. Almost 90% of people who suffer out-of-hospital cardiac arrests die. If you are called on to give CPR in an emergency, you will most likely be trying to save the life of someone you love, a child, a spouse, a parent, or a friend. 70% of out-of-hospital cardiac arrests happen in homes. Unfortunately, only about 46% of people who experience an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest get the immediate help that they need before professional help arrives. Would you like to organize a family and friends CPR class? Call the Franklin Fire Department at 615-791-3270.
Awesome. We're on to our second Phoenix Award. This involves Station 1B. Engineer Christopher McIlvain. Engineer Paul Seltz. Firefighter Paramedic Alan Furwood. Firefighter James Damastis. Firefighter Jace Pickle. These individuals are recognized for their role in helping to save the life of a patient who was in cardiac arrest on September 20th, 2016, with a Phoenix Award. As they take the stage, a round of applause. Well done, gentlemen. Thank you. Our third Phoenix Award involves Station 3C. Lieutenant Paramedic Brian Brandon. Engineer Dale Lott. Engineer Todd Stapleton. Firefighter Paramedic Matthew Engelsdorfer. Firefighter Paramedic Michael Henry. These individuals are recognized for their role in helping to save the life of a patient who was in cardiac arrest on November 8th, 2016, with our Phoenix Award. Excellent. Thank you, gentlemen. Our fourth Phoenix Award, our fourth life saved, is Station 6B, Lieutenant Sean Smith, Engineer Paramedic David Dodd, Engineer Billy Lampley, Firefighter Paramedic Seth Frost, Firefighter Gregory Lesterjet, Firefighter Jerry Thomas. These individuals are recognized for their role in helping to save the life of a patient in cardiac arrest on March 8th, 2017, our fourth Phoenix Award. Congratulations. Our fifth award is from Station 1B, Lieutenant Jonathan Jenkins, Engineer Paramedic Dustin Anderson, Engineer William Edward Proctor, Engineer Paul Seltz, Firefighter Paramedic Alan Furwood, Firefighter Jace Pickle. These individuals recognized for their role in helping to save the life of a patient in cardiac arrest on March 19th, 2017, with Phoenix Award number 5. Congratulations. Thank you, gentlemen. Our sixth Phoenix Award is from Station 5B, Lieutenant Steve Raymer, Firefighter Paramedic Tyler Chatham, Firefighter Jason Morgan. These individuals are recognized for their role in helping to save the life of a patient in cardiac arrest on April 12, 2017, with the Phoenix Award. Not every CPR save has a dramatic story. This one, every CPR save has a dramatic story, of course. This one no different. What makes this one unique is that it happened at a local business where Lieutenant Jonathan Gill and his wife Taryn, who works for Williamson EMS, had recently taught a CPR class on their day off. An employee who was in the class performed CPR on his coworker until firefighters arrived. Jonathan and Taryn, if you're here, would you please stand? Congratulations to all for playing a role in saving a life. Our seventh Phoenix Award involves Station 3C, Lieutenant Paramedic Brian Brandon, Lieutenant Todd Stapleton, Engineer Dale Lott, Firefighter Paramedic Michael Henry, Firefighter James Ruffin. These individuals recognized for their role in helping to save the life of a patient in cardiac arrest on May 10th, 2017, with a Phoenix Award. Congratulations. Excellent. Our Phoenix Award number 8 involves Captain Jonathan Jenkins, Engineer Paramedic Dustin Anderson, Engineer William Edward Proctor, Firefighter Paramedic Blake Lobel, Firefighter Paramedic Adam Miller, Firefighter Jace Pickle. These individuals recognized for their role in helping to save the life of a patient in cardiac arrest September 6th, 2017, with our 8th Phoenix Award. Congratulations. And congratulations to all of our Phoenix Awards recipients. How about another round of applause for all 8? Next, we'll present an Exemplary Service Award. When I call your name, if you would please come forward. Exemplary Service Award, first, Station 1B, Lieutenant Lloyd Baxter, Engineer Paramedic Dustin Anderson, Engineer Paul Zeltz, Firefighter Scotty Chambers, Firefighter David Cloud. This crew is recognized for helping to revive a patient on November 22nd, 2016. Their life-prolonging efforts afforded the patient and beloved family members an opportunity to say goodbye. Prior to the patient's passing, the family reached out and let the firefighters know how appreciative they were. Congratulations. Under the category Noteworthy Calls, we have two noteworthy calls we'd like to highlight tonight. Both fell outside the awards criteria, but both were significant calls. Noteworthy number one, Deputy Chief Andy King will introduce the first call we'd like to highlight, May 14th, 2016.
Good evening again. Tonight it's my privilege to introduce Mr. Robbie Grayson, who's on the second row here. We met back in 2004. Robbie is an educator, the founder and headmaster of Stone Table School. He's a community leader and a business consultant. In May of 2016, Robbie experienced a life-threatening emergency at his home. And so Station 1 responded. But before we recognize them, I wanted to give Robbie an opportunity to address us.
I'm a child of the 1970s. As a young child, I aspired to be one of three careers almost every American boy that I knew aimed for: a police officer, a fireman, or a soldier. And those were simple times. First responders have always shared a special place in my soul. I was raised most of my life in two other countries. My father wore the uniform in defense of this country. I was raised among first responders. In fact, for several years of my life, most of the Americans I knew only wore the uniform. From the Pledge of Allegiance every day at my DoD school to the sound of the national anthem routinely every day at 5 o'clock on the military base, to the sound of taps being played at 10 o'clock at night to announce curfew. The importance of first responders was ingrained in me. You couldn't watch a feature film at the military movie theater before having to stand to the national anthem. And on Saturday mornings, the national anthem played before Saturday morning cartoons. Transitioning to an exclusively civilian life can be difficult for veterans and their families. Without the routine reminders of the absolute necessity and merciful presence of first responders, one can become complacent and ambivalent of the dangers that imminently wait in the shadows. It's only in rare moments, it seems, that we are reminded that there are everyday heroes among us who've trained for these dangers, fully aware of the cost, yet steeling themselves against what at times can only be described as the fiery darts of the devil. These are our dragon slayers, our firefighters, our first responders. So far as I'm concerned, the firefighters and first responders on May the 14th in the wee hours of the morning. I live out on a farm. Before I passed out, I did not think that I was going to make it, but I was surprised 30 hours later to wake up and find myself alive. So far as I'm concerned, they negotiated on behalf of me 20 extra months. And for that, I'm grateful. And you can bet that when I hear the sirens of a fire truck, I take a moment of silence, sincerely, to acknowledge just that really kind of sacred truth that we've been taught probably all our lives, and that is that greater love has no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. So for you firefighters, I'm truly grateful. Thank you very much.
It was Station 1A that was the station that responded to that call, and if you're here, we'd love for you to come forward as I call your name. Lieutenant Paramedic Michael Henderson, Firefighter Paramedic Brandy Damastis, Firefighter Austin Cooper, Firefighter Joshua Meeks, Firefighter Daniel Willems. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause.
And Robbie, thank you so much for being here tonight and taking time out of your day and with your wife and daughter as well. We definitely appreciate it. When I called Robbie about a month ago to say we're having an awards banquet, and I said, would you mind? He said, I'm there. I didn't even get to finish my sentence, and he knew he wanted to be here, and so we all appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Our second noteworthy call involves Station 8B. If you would please come forward if you are here when I call your name. Lieutenant Charlene Forehand, Firefighter Paramedic James Gamble, Firefighter Paramedic Shane Wyatt. In June of 2017, just after 1 a.m., Ladder 8 was dispatched to a golf cart accident in West Haven. They arrived on scene to find a woman who had fallen from a golf cart and hit her head. She was lying in the roadway, which was very dark and on a steep hill. Family members on the scene advised that she had been unconscious briefly. The patient was unconscious when firefighters arrived and insisted that she was fine and just wanted to go home and go to bed. She lived just a few houses down from where the accident had occurred and was adamant that she wanted to go home. But thanks to early recognition of a traumatic brain injury and aggressive treatment, Lieutenant Forehand and firefighter paramedics James Gamble and Shane Wyatt provided exceptional patient care despite the patient's protests for nearly 10 minutes until EMS arrived. They had the critical patient bandaged and ready for immediate transport upon the arrival of EMS. In fact, so severe were this patient's injuries that Reader's Digest featured her story in an article titled "The Most Miraculous Medical Recoveries of 2017. A round of applause, please, for this noteworthy. On to our Meritus Service Award, this involving Station 3A. Captain David Kolak, Lieutenant Matthew Stout, Engineer Jeff Boggs, Firefighter Paramedic Kevin Hunt, Firefighter Paramedic Michael Radom, Firefighter Austin Cooper. Station 3A responded to I-65 South at mile marker 69, which is Moore's Lane, for an overturned vehicle off the shoulder. The vehicle was resting on its side at the bank of a creek during heavy rain and the water rising near the passenger compartment. Crews stabilized the vehicle using rescue jack rigging on the interstate side and a rescue jack strut in the creek with a picket. Water was rising in the creek as crews worked with loose footing. They protected the patient while they stabilized the vehicle, removed the windshield, and successfully completed extraction of the patient. Tonight, we are presenting this crew with a Meritus Service Award. Congratulations. Excellent, thank you. Next, we have certificates of recognition. Recognition 1, if you would please come forward when I call your name. Lieutenant Paramedic Brian Brandon, Firefighter Paramedic Alan Furwood, Firefighter Paramedic Kevin Hunt, Firefighter Paramedic Jason Webb. We are honoring these individuals for receiving the Education Service Award from the National Association of Emergency Medical Technicians at the EMS World Expo on October 18th, 2017. The award was presented in recognition of the tactical emergency casualty care training Franklin firefighters helped to implement in 2016 to provide responders for civilian to prepare responders for civilian tactical emergencies such as active shooter events. The training was conducted in cooperation with Williamson Medical Center EMS and Brentwood Fire and Rescue. Congratulations. When I call your name, please come forward for our second recognition. Battalion Chief Eddie House, Captain Clay Mackey, Captain Scott Maynard, Firefighter Paramedic Alex Enix. We're honoring these individuals for receiving a Citizen Commendation Award from the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department for their actions on October 16th, 2016. On this date, they were traveling north on I-65 when they witnessed a vehicle fully engulfed in flames without hesitation. They removed the unresponsive driver from the burning vehicle and rendered aid until Metropolitan Nashville paramedics arrived. Their heroic actions undoubtedly saved the patient's life. Congratulations. Our third recognition, come forward as I call your name. Engineer Thomas Alexander, Lieutenant Chris Brown, Firefighter Paramedic Wes Bryant, Firefighter John Caroling, Firefighter Austin Cooper, Firefighter Paramedic Nick Darnell, Lieutenant Jonathan Gill, Engineer Richard Hasley, Firefighter Gregory Lesterjet, Captain Clay Mackey, Lieutenant Jeremy Martin, Fire and Life Safety Educator Jamie Melton, Firefighter Paramedic James Miller, Captain Jose Peru, Lieutenant Roddy Petty, Firefighter Jace Pickle, Firefighter Brandon Robinson, Firefighter Paramedic Christopher Shadowins, Firefighter Gregory Tucker, Firefighter Paramedic Jason Webb. These individuals are members of our Child Passenger Safety Team. The Franklin Fire Department was recognized as the 2017 Child Passenger Safety Fitting Station of the Year by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, Tennessee Child Passenger Safety Center. Together, they installed more than 400 seats, not including what they did not account for in 2017. Congratulations. Our fourth recognition, Deputy Chief Andy King is also being honored tonight. He received the Distinguished H.D. Cross-9 Award from the Southeastern Association of Fire Chiefs at the 2017 International Association of Fire Chiefs Convention in Charlotte, North Carolina. The award was presented in recognition of Deputy King's significant contributions to the development and promotion of fire and life safety codes at the national, state, and local levels. He is the 14th recipient of this award since its initial presentation in 1995. Congratulations. Our fifth recognition, we are honoring Lieutenant Jeff Woolard this evening for being named an honorary lifetime member of the International Association of Arson Investigators, Tennessee chapter. On August 4th, 2017, he was presented with this designation in recognition of his significant commitment and contributions to the organization. Since 1962, Lieutenant Jeffrey Woolard is one of only 9 people to whom this honor has been given. Congratulations. Unfortunately, he was unable to be here tonight, so please clap louder so he can hear you. Now we have our Fire Chiefs Awards. That is our next category. If you would please come forward when I call your name. Our first one, Deputy Chief Todd Horton, Deputy Chief Glenn Johnson, Battalion Chief Greg Baltimore, Captain Michael Pardue, Lieutenant Jeremy Martin, Lieutenant Kirk McGee, Engineer Thomas Anderson, Engineer Jeff Boggs, Engineer John Krawczyk, Firefighter Paramedic Nathan Verito, Firefighter Andrew Adams. On November 28, 2016, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Sevier County, including the city of Gatlinburg, ravaged, as we all watched, as the most devastating fire in the state of Tennessee's history, sadly claiming 14 lives and destroying or damaging 2,545 homes and businesses, burning 19,904 acres. The Franklin Fire Department was one of 200 agencies from 50 counties that responded and assisted with incident management, fire suppression, grid search activities, and more from November 29th to December 3rd, 2016. These firefighters are commended for their actions and bravery as a member of the response team and recognized for going above and beyond the call of duty to assist those outside the city of Franklin in their time of need. We are presenting them with the Fire Chiefs Award as well as challenge coins from Chief Miller with the Gatlinburg Fire Department. Congratulations. Thank you very much. If you are here, please come forward as I call your name for our second Fire Chiefs Award. Deputy Chief Todd Horton, Deputy Chief Glenn Johnson, Captain Gregory Wild, Lieutenant Kirk McGee, Lieutenant Matthew Stout, Engineer Paramedic Dustin Anderson, Firefighter Paramedic Joseph Burwell, Firefighter Rob Thomas, Firefighter Todd Wilson. These firefighters are recognized for their actions and bravery while serving on the Franklin Fire Department's Swiftwater Rescue Team that was deployed to Southeast Texas to assist victims of Hurricane Harvey from August 30th to September 5th, 2017. They are recognized for going above and beyond the call of duty to assist those outside the city of Franklin in their time of need with the Fire Chiefs Award. Congratulations. Thank you, gentlemen. Our third Fire Chiefs Award involving Deputy Chief Glenn Johnson, Captain Michael Pardue, Lieutenant Jonathan Gill, Firefighter Paramedic Terry Story, Firefighter Rob Thomas. These firefighters are recognized for their actions and bravery while deployed as a member of the Tennessee Task Force 2 as an urban search and rescue specialist. In this capacity, they responded to northern Florida to assist victims of Hurricane Irma from September 8th to September 15th, 2017. They are recognized for going above and beyond the call of duty to assist those outside the city of Franklin in their time of need with the Fire Chiefs Award. Congratulations. Thank you, gentlemen. We move on to appreciation awards. There are two individuals here tonight who helped the department during a critical shortage of emergency telecommunicators. During a critical shortage of emergency telecommunicators, firefighter-paramedic Ryan Naylor and firefighter Christopher Shadowins volunteered for reassignment to the City of Franklin's Emergency Communications Center from June 20th to November 18th, 2016. Located in the Franklin Police Department, their selfless actions were critical in ensuring calls for emergency assistance were answered and responded to in a timely manner. They also helped to ensure that the critical information needs of responding firefighter personnel were met. Firefighter-paramedic Ryan Naylor, firefighter-paramedic Christopher Shadowins, thank you for your contributions. Now we have citizen commendations, and I'd like to invite Lieutenant Max Cook to come forward.
Jamie, I think we're going to have to create a new award for Brian Brandon, the Pooh Magnet Award. That may be a future award, buddy. So I was told tonight that I was going to come to this ceremony to receive an award, and now you guys, we're kind of getting slim on this, but then I got here and they said, hey, we're going to have you present an award. I said, oh, thanks, all right, we'll do that then. But you guys look beautiful from this podium. Even Lieutenant Henderson, I see, did his hair before he came tonight, so we do appreciate that, sir. I do have the honor of presenting one of the appreciation or accommodation awards, and I did get this person here tonight by telling her that she was coming to see me get an award. Little white lies, it's okay. This person in our community is very involved in many things. She's a dog rescue advocate. She stays involved in the Habitat for Humanity and in Slavery Tennessee that fights human trafficking, as well as just about every community group West Haven has. Those of us that know her know that she's very busy in the neighborhood. As busy as she is, she's remarkable memory, so be careful of the details that you give her. She does not forget very easily, and I've heard she's pretty mean at Pilates. Hadn't seen that one, but we're counting on you, Dana. On a more serious note, she was instrumental in welcoming us to the West Haven community. Even prior to Station 8 opening, she reached out to all the officers that were coming out there and was really excited about seeing us moving into the neighborhood. Then while we were at our high of opening Station 8, tragedy struck with the death of our brother, firefighter J.D. Fotopoulos. During that time, she rallied the troops to help boost our morale. She showed her support by holding a candlelight vigil as we arrived from the airport with JD's remains. She got money together with the community, very quickly, so quickly that by the time we arrived, there was a memorial bench in his honor waiting for us as we showed up. And besides that, she keeps us well fed. Let me tell y'all, these pants aren't fitting too good tonight. James, I may have to see you soon. These are just some of the highlights of the wonderful things this woman has done. While we refer to her as our station mom at Station 8, it is with great pleasure and appreciation for all she does to present this Citizens Commendation Award to my friend and yours, Dr. Dana Hardy. So the Franklin Fire Department in appreciation, Dr. Dana Hardy, West Haven, March 1st, 2018.
And for another citizen commendation, I'd like to invite Jamie Melton to come forward.
Dinah Wade is the librarian at Freedom Intermediate here in Franklin. She also happens to be a volunteer firefighter for the Williamson County Rescue Squad, and she has seen the devastation and loss that fire can cause firsthand, and fire prevention is near and dear to her heart. Because of her work with children and the fire department, Dinah understands how children look up to firefighters. So Dinah has implemented several programs that have impacted not only her school but our entire community. One such program is the annual Fire Safety Essay Contest at Freedom Intermediate that Dinah organizes, centered around the Fire Prevention Week theme. Children are asked to write a 1 to 2 page essay with the Fire Prevention Week topic as the theme, and they also have to include fire safety statistics as well as a bibliography of the sources they used. Dinah provides amazing gifts. She may even pay for them herself, I'm not sure, including great gift cards and recognition of the winner with a ride home from school in the fire truck. Another program that she's started here that's unique to Franklin and Williamson County is the Books from Heroes program. The Books from Hero program is sponsored by the Franklin Special School District, It's designed to promote literacy by providing children with a good book from a trusted community servant. So Dinah recognized that children look up to police and firefighters, and so she started a program where they could give children books to encourage them to read. So school personnel promote reading to students on a daily basis, but realizing people of influence outside of schools can create the largest impact, Dinah partnered with the Fire and Police Department to distribute books to children. The books collected for this program are fully funded by donations collected during school book fairs. After screening the donated books for age-appropriate content, a school library media specialist, Dinah, sorts the books into 2 levels, elementary and middle, and then the books are provided to the fire department to distribute. And last but not least, Dinah has been an amazing supporter of our 5th grade Great Escapes program, one of the first partner schools to come on board to support the program, and it's designed to teach children the dangers and consequences of misusing fire. So we are proud tonight to recognize Dinah Wade with a Citizen Commendation and Appreciation Award.
We've arrived at the Personnel of the Year Awards. First, Support Employee of the Year. EMS Officer Sarah Glenn is coming forward to announce the Support Employee of the Year.
So the next award that we're going to present is for, as he said, the Support Employee of the Year. And when I think of ways that our department must be supported, one of the first things that comes to my mind is technology. Technology is incorporated into almost every aspect of our daily operations. And I don't know about you all, but I'm no technology expert. So we depend on a whole lot of support from our IT department, and we definitely appreciate everything that they all do for us. For our department to function efficiently, it is imperative that our technology work properly. Not only is it imperative that our existing technology work properly, but we must stay on the cutting edge of technology and continuously incorporate new and improved technology to aid in our operations. In order for all of this to happen, we as a department depend heavily upon strong support from our information technology department, and ours does do an excellent job of that. We have several of them here with us tonight, so I would like to recognize all of them and thank them for everything that they do for us. The recipient of this award works tirelessly, often responding to emails, texts, answering phone calls, and even remoting into our computers at all hours. She has even been known to remote in while on vacation. Thank you to your family for allowing that. To ensure the needs of our department are met and we are able to function properly. She has responded to emergent mutual aid responses, assisted in numerous large-scale disasters, and implemented many new programs to help us maintain the level of excellence that is expected of our department. I am honored to present the Support Employee of the Year Award to Ms. Brandy Johnson.
IT Analyst 2, Brandy Johnson. The 2016-2017 Franklin Fire Department Support Employee of the Year. Next up, Rookie of the Year. Firefighter Dustin Sinclair is coming forward to announce Rookie of the Year.
Thank you. Before I begin, I would like to ask my brothers from Station 2A shift to please join me in front of the table and line up by the staircase, with the exception of one young man who needs to remain seated. In February of 2017, I received a phone call from Captain Greg Wild who stated, "We're going to be getting a new rookie at our station, and we would like for you to be his mentor." And I was immediately shocked by this because I was hired in 2015, so to be asked with that honor is amazing to me because I hadn't been here that long to really earn my spot. So to be asked to pass along knowledge and to take this responsibility was just a huge honor to me. Today we're here to recognize firefighter Alex Schreiner. It should come as no surprise that Alex is receiving this award, as he's what we call a top 25 percenter. As in the last 4 people that we hired in 2017, he was the only one to successfully complete TFAC's Recruit Academy. Come on! Jeez. But long before Alex ever... You stay over there. I ain't ready yet. He tries really hard, I promise. We're still working on listening. So, before Alex ever even got hired here, he was already making an impact in the Franklin Fire Department by serving as one of our fire explorers. Most of the people here recognize Alex because he would constantly be in the fire stations, obviously wanting to learn more from the job, but then riding along and gaining some knowledge and experience. That experience would lead him to join the Williamson County Fire Department, where he would go on to learn more skills. And then eventually, he would join us in Brotherhood. Prior to his graduation, I got to see him come by the station and meet him for the first time. And Alex had the biggest smile on his face. And that smile would stick with everybody that he encountered. And it was almost to the point where we're like, man, this kid is just too happy. So naturally, as he came on to shift, we always called him Buddy the Elf. Because he stayed smiling was his favorite. Alex's smile, though, wasn't just because he had a good smile, it's because he had the right attitude. Every shift, he was always giving an all-out effort. He was always one of the first ones to get there, always starting the coffee for the oncoming and offgoing shift. He was always the first out in the bay to wash the apparatus if needed, even if it didn't need it. He was always desiring to learn. That was one of his greatest qualities that I could ever remember about him. In addition to that, you would think that someone like him with his experience working for a busy volunteer fire department probably knew a lot of skills, but even though he knew so many skills, he still wanted to sharpen his skills. One of my favorite scriptures in the Bible is in Proverbs, where it says, as iron sharpens iron, one man sharpens another. And although Alex was very, very, very positive, he was also very humble. And he sharpened me as we continued to go through each of his JPRs. One of the skills I remember in particular was when he wanted to throw a 24-foot ladder by himself, as he had never done it before. In the academy, they were mainly teaching him two-man throws, but he wanted to see if he could do it himself. And for over 2 hours, he continued to develop as many reps as he could outside of Station 2 when the weather was not that great and it was not that pleasant. Alex gave an all-out effort. One of his other tremendous qualities is his attitude towards the public. When he would give fire station tours, he was extremely awkward when he first started. But as he got more comfortable and he realized how to properly give a fire station tour and his terminology improved, there was never a time somebody left the fire station with a smile on their face and shaking his hand, thanking him for his service. And there are many, many pictures over the last year where he was pictured with a family or with a Boy Scout troop, Girl Scout troop, you name it. He was giving out fire station tours constantly on our shift. During calls, there was never a time where he wasn't prepared. One of the things that we stressed is whenever we go into battle that we would be fully dressed and that we would be ready to answer any call regardless of what the dispatch was. I never saw a time where Alex was not fully dressed and didn't have tools in his hand, even though we all knew the call was probably going to be bogus, but he treated it like the real call, as any firefighter should. He kept this all in attitude throughout the entire year, and I'm proud to say as he continues to develop himself, he's taken on new responsibilities. As of this year, he's going to be leading and passing on his knowledge to the 2018 Franklin Fire Department Explorer program. There are so many qualities that we can demonstrate, and there are so many more positive things we could say, but we would be here for hours. But today we are recognizing Alex for a very, very special award, and that is the 2017 Rookie of the Year. It is my pleasure on behalf of Station 2 A Shift and the Franklin Fire Department to present the 2017 Rookie of the Year to firefighter Alex Schreiner.
Next up is our Firefighter of the Year. Deputy Chief Glenn Johnson is coming forward to announce Firefighter of
No problem. Sorry, last minute change. I wasn't expecting to be here today, so I'm glad I could be here for this. And as such, I don't have any prepared statement, so let's see what happens. I'm honored to know this guy. I've worked with him most of my career here. I've had 25 years in the fire service and 20 years with Franklin as of this past year. As a fire officer, you always kind of hope to have a go-to guy, the guy you can depend on who will handle pretty much anything you need anytime you need it. I've been very fortunate over my career to have a couple of those guys, but this particular guy, he never falters. If I say handle it, it gets handled. If I ask for something just to be done, it gets done. If somebody needs to travel, he travels. He doesn't complain. He gets picked on a lot. He does. He gets picked on a lot. If you haven't figured out who it is, by the way, this is Andy Adams. Sometimes Andy can be a little naive. Sometimes the jokes fly, and Andy sometimes he kind of misses it sometimes, but it's all in good humor. Andy takes it in stride, and I got to say, I don't think anybody here could ever deny that Andy's not one of the best guys around. Often we get calls for covering other stations or covering other things, and they need a firefighter, or they need a driver, or they need somebody that can do this or somebody can do that. And usually one of the first names that pops up is Andy's. Kurt McGee, dagnab you every time. Hey, well, if you just send Andy, it'll be okay. I can't send him all the time. I try, but he's ours. So, and we love having him around. So, in Boston, there's a thing called being a Jake. A lot of the firefighters here will understand that. If you're a good guy or somebody who's just kind of a good firefighter, they call him a good Jake. It's probably one of the highest things you can do for somebody is call him a Jake. So I can't really say anything more about Andy than that. He's just a good Jake. So if you will, Andy, come on up. Everybody, Firefighter of the Year, Andy.
Engineer of the Year is next, and Deputy Chief Glenn Johnson will announce the Engineer of the Year.
Good evening. Our Engineer of the Year award this year goes to Engineer Larry Woody. Engineer Woody has worked for the Franklin Fire Department since 2001 and has been an engineer since 2008. Since being an engineer, he's been assigned to Tower 2. And since being assigned to Tower 2, he has trained countless numbers of firefighters in the proper operation of this apparatus. Not only that, but he's also been in charge of our SCBA program. He's done this task with the utmost professionalism for the last 10 years. What he does keeps our firefighters safe. He ensures that our equipment and our SCBAs are ready to go when we need them. As our firefighters enter the toxic environments, we can rest assured that our SCBAs are functioning correctly, thanks to Engineer Larry Woody. Larry, I'd like you to come on up here and receive your award.
Another round of applause, please, for our Engineer of the Year. Fire Administration Staff Member of the Year is our next recognition. Deputy Chief Andy King will announce the Fire Administration Staff Member of the Year.
Thank you, Doug. I'm glad to be up here tonight and recognize Lieutenant Paramedic Fire Inspector Kurt Edelman. Kurt, if you'll go ahead and stand up and come up, please. So I just said Lieutenant Paramedic. Kurt just told me last week that he's celebrating his 10-year anniversary of his first retirement. He spent 30 years with the Park Ridge, Illinois Fire Department in the Chicagoland area, serving as a firefighter paramedic. He loved it. He still loves it. You can tell it when you see him out and about, and the things that he does for our department. We were very fortunate in 2014 to steal Kurt away from Fire Safety Consultants, where he was working diligently as a plan reviewer on many of the buildings here in Franklin, and already was familiar with those. And so when he came to work for us, it was just really a homecoming for him. And we're so glad to have Kurt and his wife Nancy that moved here and have become a part of our Franklin Fire Department family. So we really appreciate that. The one thing I'll say about Kurt is that he's got 21 years left. And I have to remind him regularly to pace himself, because we want to keep him around for a very, very long time, because we have a lot of development to do here in the city of Franklin. But in Kurt's first few months that he started working here, Chicago operates that whole area a little different pace than normal. And so I'm not talking about the bribes or the voting twice or anything like that. You would be talking to Kurt, and if you hesitated, he would walk away from you and go do another inspection. Like, you couldn't stop, and he'd just take off, and he'd be gone. Like, where'd Kurt go? He's out on another inspection. He literally is that diligent about his day and his work ethic. There's just so many positive things in the smile and the demeanor he brings to our city. So with that, I'm very honored to recognize you, Kurt, as our Employee of the Year. Thank you so much.
One more time, a round of applause, please. And next, for Fire Officer of the Year, I'm going to invite firefighter paramedic Kirk White and firefighter Corey Swenson to the podium to announce our Fire Officer of the Year.
So we get to recognize our lieutenant tonight, which is a huge honor and a privilege for us. Kirk and I were super excited to be asked to do this tonight. I'm actually taking a couple hours of work off tonight to be here, so it's that important to us. Max, come on up. Max is an incredible leader, and he shows that day in and day out by going above and beyond his normal responsibilities. He sends happy birthday emails to everybody in the department, which is incredible. I remember getting one time, and I was like, wow, that's cool. We go out and visit the people we run calls on a few shifts later to see how they're doing. He's started that. We all handpicked each other to be working with, which is a pretty special and unique privilege. When the station opened, we were the first shift to open it up, and we're pretty proud of that. He works tirelessly on his days off and schedules everything. I don't know how he does it, really. So he takes pride in the station. We're constantly cleaning it, detailing it every single day. If we want to know where he's at, he's probably running the vacuum or something like that, and that's his thing. So we respect him a great deal, and we're happy to be here. So I'm going to turn it over to Kurt.
I was asked to come out to Station 8 after the tragedy with our firefighter J.D. Fotopoulos, and as Corey mentioned, that the guys actually got together to kind of handpick and select who they wanted to work with, and it was an honor to be picked after the tragedy to come out to Station 8, but I also knew that it would be wonderful to work with the guys that out there and a real opportunity. But I did have some anxious feelings about going out there. But I think what really made the deal for sure in my mind was Max's, the words he said about JD at JD's funeral, that how close Max was. It was obvious that of his and JD's relationship, and that sealed the deal for me. To be able to work with an officer that was that attached to him was very impressive. I think it was a make or break situation for the station, because having to come out there and fill those shoes could very well lead to a depressive attitude out there. But Max's example and his professionalism and his personality and his do-as-I-do attitude made the station continue to be successful and continued the synergy that was there when JD was there. Prior to me being at 8, Max and I worked together at Station 2. I was relatively new when I was working there, and Max was an engineer. Max, in many ways, was an inspiration to me even then, as him stepping up to fulfill the duties of officer. And he was really a natural leader. In talking, Max and I really did lead somewhat parallel lives. We went to Western Kentucky together, although we didn't know each other at the time. We became firefighters about the same time, although I was with a different department then. Max and I continued to work together in other extracurricular organizations in the department itself. Our bike team, Max was the leader of our bike team for many years, and on many nights stayed up late trying to fulfill the duties of that position, to get people to staff all of these special events and ask guys to come in on holidays and weekends when other guys are enjoying the festival, Max would be working it and scheduling other guys to do so. Max and I also work together on a fitness committee in which Max has been a very wonderful and leader that has gotten many different exercise equipment for not only the stations but for our city gym downtown. All of that was due to Max's effort. Max, on a personal note, has been a wonderful inspiration as a friend and as in working with him, out at Station 8, I've gotten to know him a lot better. And Max is a wonderful family man. He talks about his family and his daughters, and he's an inspiration on how to be a husband and how to be an officer. It's with great pride that I present Max with Officer of the Year. By the way, I didn't know I was going to be here until 2 hours prior to it, so it's not like I didn't get the memo of what to wear. I would hate for Max to get written up that I wasn't in uniform.
And how about one more round of applause for all of the 2016-2017 Personnel of the Year honorees. And now we come to our final award, the J.T. Fotopoulos Outstanding Volunteer Service Award. In honor of fallen Franklin firefighter paramedic J.T. Fotopoulos, who passed away in 2016, firefighter paramedic Seth Frost proposed instituting the J.D. Fotopoulos Outstanding Volunteer Service Award in his honor. The awards committee thought that a fabulous idea. Tonight they are pleased to have me share a little more information with you in J.D.'s honor. The award will recognize members of the Franklin Fire Department who perform substantial volunteer service to the community, locally, state, and national level, and or world community above and beyond the duties required as a member of the Franklin Fire Department. Since the award is classified as a service award, there is a citation which accompanies the award. Multiple awards will be denoted by service stars. Congratulations to all of our honorees. I want to recognize a special person who helped to make all of this happen, Marlena DeSantis. Marlena, if you would please stand. How about a round of applause, please? And if the other members of the awards committee are here, would you please stand so we can also give you a well-deserved round of applause? And at this time, our chief has a few final words, so if you would please welcome him back to the microphone with a rousing round of applause.
Thank you, Doug. Jamie, would you join me, please? We have one last presentation to make tonight, and that is to Doug Griffin. Doug has been our MC here for several years at our awards banquets and has come out and helped make it a special event for all of us. So, Doug, would you join me now?
So we got him a firefighter job shirt because we consider him one of us.
Oh. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Goodness, I'm overwhelmed. Okay, definitely. Wow, that's a total surprise. Thank you. I'm honored. This is great. So, we want to thank you all for attending. How about a round of applause for the Williamson County Community Enrichment Center? Beautiful facility. Have a wonderful evening, and don't be shy about the refreshments and goodies in the back. Please help yourself. Have a great night.